may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Good morning. This morning I'm going to talk about what a lot of women go through. This could apply to men too. But generally it's about a lot of women have a hard time because they're dating somebody that is unavailable, okay? And I'm going to explain what I mean by unavailable. What I'm talking about is somebody who is emotionally unavailable. So when you're getting to know somebody, and especially this could be happening during quarantine as well, when you're getting to know somebody and that person is not showing you a lot of attention, all right? You're in quarantine, and let's say that you're not together in quarantine, and you're noticing that the calls and the texts have fallen off. That person very well could be quarantined with his number one person that he talks to, all right? So if you've been dating somebody and all of a sudden you're not hearing from him as much, okay, or he has just fallen off, that's because you were not the only person he was talking to, and he had a girlfriend, he could have a wife, or he could have a situation and be quarantined with them. So this is one of the good things about quarantine is you will be able to tell in a lot of cases whether that person really is single, all right? Because a lot of people, a lot of men try to fool women, and they'll sit there and they'll tell you that they're single and they're really not single. Or in their minds, they think they're single, but then they're telling another woman that they're in a relationship with them or a situationship with them, all right? So if you've been talking to somebody or you've been seeing somebody before the quarantine and all of a sudden that person stops calling and texting you, you could bet that that person has somebody, has a steady person that they see. And I'm not going to candy coat anything, okay? Because I'm just going to tell you like it is because you need to know a lot of this, all right? A lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men have somebody, all right? And this could be somebody that is just somebody that they hang out with on a regular basis. They may not necessarily be in a relationship with, but they have somebody that they see, all right? And this is why you're not getting the attention that you should be getting. That's why you sit there and you wonder, well, they love bomb me, they show me a lot of attention, and then all of a sudden, I'm not hearing from them. Well, if you're not hearing from them, trust and believe they're talking to somebody else or they're with somebody else, all right? Because in a lot of cases, men don't want to be alone. They always have to have somebody, even if it's somebody that's a regular person that they hang out with, all right? This is something that you have to understand. All right. They're not sitting there in a room by themselves, all by themselves. Okay. So most of the time, all right, if they're not giving you the attention, you could trust and believe they're giving somebody else the attention. All right. Believe me when I tell you that. And like I said, this isn't for everybody, but it's for a large percentage of people. And you need to be aware of that. That's why I'm doing this podcast, to let you know that a lot of women are dealing with men that are not available, all right? And they've been fooled because a lot of these guys have told them, oh, yeah, no, I'm single and yeah, I don't have anybody in my life, because they want that option of having you on the side so that they could talk to you when they can, or they could see you. Let's say the quarantine's over, they could come and see you when they want to. All right. So you have to be aware of these things. All right. Or they may not just be into you. If they're not with somebody else, it could just be that they're not into you. All right. I always say how much they show you is how much they like you. So if they're not showing you a lot, they're either not into you as much as they're telling you they are. Okay. That's why I say don't believe the words. Or they could be in a situation where they have somebody. All right. Like I said, that's why, you have to look for little clues, you guys. All right. If they're a social media person and they have Facebook, their status should say single. And this is what a lot of these guys do. They put no relationship status. All right. This is how they hide having somebody. All right. You have to be aware of that. So if you're dealing with somebody, all right, you want to ask them, why isn't your relationship say single on Facebook? All right. That's if they're into Facebook, which, 80 million people are. All right. And if they give you some lame excuse, well, I don't know how to change it, or my cousin set it up. These are all excuses. These are all excuses. If you're dealing with somebody like that, you make sure that they put that status on single. And if they can't do it, they have somebody. That's a good way to test somebody to see if they have somebody. If they can't put that status on single and make that say single publicly, trust and believe they have somebody, okay? I'm just saying, and you need to be aware of this, okay? Because this is how a lot of the actors do it, all right? And when I say actors, I mean people that, are trying to fool you and make you think that they're single when they're not single. So keep that in mind. Another thing you have to do is make sure that they get on the phone with you. And especially now in quarantine, if they can't get on the phone with you on a regular basis, they could be quarantined with somebody, all right, who happens to be their regular girl, all right, or let's say their main girl or their girlfriend, or in some cases, their wife, all right? Very important to make sure they get on the phone, all right? You want to make sure that these people are single, because a lot of these people are not single and they're telling you they're single, all right? So you have to test them, because you could be talking to this person for a long time and that person might have somebody, all right? When somebody's not giving you a lot of attention, all right, they're giving their attention somewhere else in a lot of cases. So that is a red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. All right. I read a lot of the blogs. I read a lot of the articles. I see the same question about these women that, they're wondering why, all of a sudden he turns cold, or they're dating a guy and all of a sudden, they don't hear from him. Okay. In a lot of cases, he's unavailable. He's got a situationship with somebody else. All right. Or he's just not all into you. All right. So these are red flags. When it's right, it should flow and it should be natural, and you shouldn't have to question it. All right. You will be hearing from him on a regular basis. He will be getting on the phone with you. All right. But you have to be reasonable too. All right. You can't expect somebody to be on top of you, emotionally all the time either. People do have a life. Some people have kids and they're busy with other things in their life. All right. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to, be reasonable when you expect how much attention you should get from somebody. But you'll know when somebody is into you, and when you feel that, that thirst, that they're not all in, they're not all there. And I want to make you aware that most of these guys have somebody. All right. You will see as you go on in life, most of these guys have somebody. All right. And they're not telling you. All right. But they like you. They want to keep you around for whatever reason it could be. It could be even a situation where, they feel they just like talking to you. They like the ego boost. The fact that you're giving them your time and you talk to them. Maybe you text back and forth, or you get on the phone with them. in some cases. But be aware of that, okay? And if you're noticing that in quarantine, all right, that somebody that you used to see or you used to date, all of a sudden they are falling off and you're getting like very few texts from them, which is ridiculous because if they're in quarantine, they should be contacting you even more because they should have more free time to contact you. But if you see that those calls and those texts are falling off or non-existent, that person could have somebody, all right? So it's really bringing to the light people that have been stringing you along, breadcrumbing you along. This is what a lot of them do. They breadcrumb people. They breadcrumb the women. They give them just enough. They may love bomb you and tell you, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to see you when this is over. They'll tell you everything you want to hear. And then when they're supposed to contact you that night, you don't hear from them because they could be quarantined with their main woman who's there. All right. So keep that in mind. And this could happen the other way around for men too. All right. Because there are women that do that as well. All right. But I'm talking, and it could do partner to partner as well, anybody. But I'm just telling you, in a lot of cases, if you're not getting everything you should be getting from them, all right, it's because they have somebody. They either have somebody or they're not into you, all right? So when you feel that you're not getting everything, trust and believe they either have somebody or they're not into you or they have a couple of people that they're dealing with and they're juggling them, all right? So that's why you're getting that. And you shouldn't be getting half of a person if you're trying to build a relationship. You want somebody that is completely emotionally available, all right? That should be focusing and giving you their time and making you a priority. And you will know that because if they're not consistent with you, okay, then you're not getting a full emotionally invested person all in with you, all right? And this also happens for people that are in relationships and they have problems in their relationship because a lot of times the other person or the guy may be missing his ex, all right? This happens a lot, all right? You could be in a relationship with somebody and they're missing their ex, all right? Now you're dealing with somebody who is not emotionally available, okay? Because they're falling back on the feelings that they had for their ex, which you have to be careful of, all right? You have to be careful of. That's a red flag if they tell you that, okay? That you have to be careful that they could be communicating with their ex or something like that, all right? So be aware of that. And if you're in a situation like that, you want to make that person feel comfortable, that they could open up to you. You do not want to argue with that person if you could avoid it. You want to be very, diplomatic and nice and you put your best foot forward and don't nag or anything like that. All right. But if you find that that person is just pining over their ex or whatever like that, you may have somebody that's emotionally unavailable, that hasn't gotten over their ex when they got with you. All right. This is why a lot of people, when you get involved with somebody, you should really make sure that that person is over their ex. All right. When you jump in a relationship with somebody, and let's say they got out of a relationship for only a month or two, that's going to be very difficult to build with that person because that person probably still has feelings for their ex. That's why you should wait at least 6 months to be with somebody who's broken up, 6 months, so that you know that that person is emotionally available and is over their ex to be able to give you the attention and fulfill you the way you should be fulfilled. And they're not going to be thinking, oh, maybe, things would be better with my ex. You don't want a flip-flopper. You want somebody who's ready. And that's what this podcast is all about, all right? It's all about finding somebody that's ready, somebody that is emotionally available to be with you, somebody who is ready to be in a relationship. That's another thing, you guys. A lot of these people, they say they want to be in a relationship. They'll tell you anything you want, all right? These guys will tell you whatever, okay, just to get whatever benefit they could get from you, which in a lot of cases is sex. It could be attention, all right? Some cases it could be money, all right? But they will tell you whatever. Words mean nothing. Show me your actions. Show me your pattern of consistency, okay? That is the key. Key. Show me your pattern of consistency in getting to know me. Contact me on a regular basis. Seem interested in getting to know me. Ask me questions about me. That's your guy. That's the one who's really interested in you. That's the one who's emotionally ready to move on and be in a relationship, okay? Because that's the other problem. Not only do women deal with men who are not available, they deal with men who are not ready to be in relationships and say they are ready to be in relationships, all right? That sometimes you feel like that person is not really, they're with you, but they're not really with you, okay? That's because they're unsure. They're unsure whether they really want this relationship with you, but they're afraid to tell you because they don't want to lose you, all right? So they'll tell you what you want to hear to keep you around, but in their heart, they're not 100% all in. That's why you have to look at how they are with you, all right? How they treat you. How they treat you tells you whether they're really in to the relationship or whether they're not. And if they're not, let them go, guys. Let them go, all right? Unless it's the very beginning. If it's the very beginning and you're just starting to get to know each other, okay, it could be that they don't really know you well enough, which is understandable, all right? But you shouldn't wait too long, all right? As a person should know, within a certain period of time, whether they're really into you or they're really, they're just breadcrumbing you and just showing you a little attention. And you feel like, this is so common with social media and options is breadcrumbing. This is what everybody does. It's like, oh, they'll give you the good morning text or the good night text, all right? Or how was your day? All, texts that don't mean anything. It's the touch-based text to tell you, I'm thinking of you. I want to keep you around, but I'm not really asking any questions about you because you know what? I really don't care, but I want to keep you around as an option in case things change and in case my other option's not working out, I could come and contact you and that line of communication is still open. That's what it's all about, you guys. That is what it's all about. So be aware of that, all right? So just be careful and remember when you're dealing with somebody, check them out. Make sure that they're single, all right? Make sure they are single. Make sure they get on the phone with you throughout the day, at different times of the day, and make sure that they're single by getting on the phone with you, all right? If they keep making excuses not to get on that phone and you're in quarantine, that is a red flag, all right? Be careful. If they refuse to change their Facebook status to single, all right? That is a red flag, all right? I mean, people could say, well, I don't like people knowing my situation. Yeah, in very few cases, all right? But if they like you and they want to show you that they really are single, they should have no problem with it, okay? But if they have a girl that's on their Facebook who they're talking to, who they're telling they're in a relationship with them, they're going to have a hard time putting single on that status, okay? because that girl's going to pop up on that Facebook and call them out on it, all right? And that's a great way to see if somebody is really single. I'm telling you, you guys, I'm telling you, it works, all right? Because a lot of people hide behind that. They hide behind that status on Facebook, and they're on there contacting people like crazy, saying they're single, and meanwhile they're quarantined with their girlfriend, all right? Or their wife, all right? But I just, it's all kind of how to unravel the puzzle. It's very unfortunate that people just, not everybody, you guys, but there's a lot of people that just can't be honest, all right? So if you feel that the person that you're dealing with, you feel like they're showing you a little bit, but not enough. You feel like, okay, well, he's showing me a little bit of attention, but I don't know if he likes me. I don't know if he really is into me. It could be he's got somebody, all right? Or, like I said, he's got a couple people that he talks to. So that's what you got to keep in mind, all right? And like I said, this isn't just for men to women, okay? Because women do it too. There are women that do the same thing too, all right, guys? And partner to partner, the same thing. So when you're sitting there and you're beating your head against a wall and wondering why do I feel like he's really not all into me or anything? Because he's not, okay? Because he's not. Because there's somebody or something else in the picture, all right? So keep that in mind, unless he's going through something, which is just, to me, that could be just an excuse, all right, you guys? When somebody really likes somebody, they let you know, okay? They let you know. You can't even stop them. They move so fast. They're so into you. Ask any man who's ever fallen for a woman, all right, how he just pursued that woman, all right? So if he's not all in, all right, and he's not giving you his full attention and everything like that, okay, he's either not that into you, which is okay. Then he's not for you. Then you move on. You don't waste your time, and you find somebody that is into you, okay? These are red flags. You got to pick up on them. If that person is not into you, you don't want them. You don't want them. Next, okay, later. There's too many people in the world to waste my life, waste my time with somebody who's not all in, all right? So that's a red flag, and you need to pick up on that, all right? But, make sure that you know the person that you're dealing with and that it has nothing to do with anything else that could be going on in their life. And remember, people make excuses too. That's another red flag. When you're dealing with somebody and they keep making excuses, well, I couldn't call you later because I fell asleep, or I couldn't call you later because, I was reading this book, or I was listening to music, or I was talking to my cousin, my fourth cousin, or something like that. Okay, that could happen, but if it's happening on a regular basis, if they're constantly making excuses, that is a red flag, all right? Red flag. People make time for who they want to make time for. People who are into somebody want to talk to that person, want to be around that person, all right? I hope that helps you. If it did, please hit the subscribe button. Share the podcast, you guys. I do offer email coaching or phone coaching. Please click the link in my bio, all right, to my website. It'll explain everything, all right? Stay safe, be well, and let's get through this pandemic. Have a great day.